Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be commentating over one of our locals matches that we did yesterday. This is Miragegaogamon on the right and it is Imperial Virus on the left. So this is a locals match. It is me on the right playing Miragegaogamon and my friend Brennan on the left playing Red Purple Imperial. We play here every Tuesday at 6:30 at Double Midnight Comics in Concord, New Hampshire. So if you guys are around the area, feel free to stop by. We also play on Fridays at Let's Play Collectibles in Concord, New Hampshire as well. That store is normally a little bit more competitive, but with a Mirage ban coming in, I wanted to play my Mirage for the last 2 weeks so I can, continue to play the deck at full power. So you can see here, and there's a little bit of a glare, but he digivolves into the Wormmon. That Wormmon's on play, start of main phase, I believe. You can digivolve into a free trait from your trash with cost reduced by 1 if it's your turn. He plays out this Analog Youth. He puts the Imperial Virus and the XVmon in trash, and here I've got a Syakomon in the back. On play the Gaomon, both players draw 1. Right here, we're just trying to fill up his hand a little bit, just to get as many cards in his hand as possible. So here he promotes out a Stingmon, or his Wormmon, goes into the XVmon from his trash, cost reduced by 1. That destroys my Gaomon, and he's got nothing else to DNA with. So you can see he's kind of looking through his hand, like what he's going to do next. Is he's going to play something out, but he's got to make that decision first, because it can be hard. A lot of the times facing up against Mirage, you kind of just want to play stuff out to reduce that hand size. But he goes into playing the Stingmon. That Stingmon lets him DNA if it's his turn. He goes into the Dino Beamon, I think it's going to be. Yeah, Sting over XV. He goes into that Dino Beamon. The Dino Beamon doesn't have anything to play from trash, but it still can attack. So it gives something rushing can attack. He hits a Scramble, which just plays the Gaomon back out, so we ended up drawing. And we got another body on the field, which is really nice. This Syakomon just means he can't reduce Digi-Evolution cost. Imperial doesn't really do that too much. We go into the Gaogamon, force both of us to draw. He does not have the 8 cards in his hand, so it's only for 1 because of the Gaomon inheritable. I gain that memory back. We go into the Honkunmon. We play out the Gaomon, forcing us to draw. I think a lot of right here is I'm just looking for my Mirage. I'm still looking for it. Right now he has 8 cards in his hand, so we're just putting multiple cards in his hand, gaining that memory. It's basically a free Digi-Evolution cost, which is really nice. We pull the Mirage, we go into it, and we bounce that stack. Now, the big issue here is he gets off that partition. There's really no way to get around it in Mirage without doing things like Zudomon Ace or the Gomamon, but yeah, I don't have those in my deck right now. I do have the Zudomon Ace, but we didn't have it on field. So he gets the Stingmon and the Vmon out. When they get played out, they delete a 3K and a level 3. So he clears out that Sayako. I ended up keeping turn, but the issue is I don't have jamming in this Mirage. So what you're probably about to see here is I'm going to swing. We're going to place that Gaogamon underneath to give myself jamming for this attack. That's one of the big things. It kind of stinks in not having that level 4 on the field, but it's just kind of worth doing it. You know what I mean? Just getting that jamming, getting some chips in, because once Imperial Virus comes out, it's very hard to get rid of him. So we might actually speed this up just a little bit, because I think I'm thinking, oh, this is, okay, this is the part. So I go into the burst mode. The reason why is I can bounce that Sting, but I was thinking here is I can put cards into his hand, and with this one attacking, we get the jamming, we unsuspend, so we're hitting that check. I know there's no level 5 aces that he's going to play, but we take that check, and then the reason why I did this, because I didn't burst, is I want to trim down his hand. Like, if there's a thought I can trim some of these down and get rid of cards in his hand that he might need, that's what I'm going to do, because Imperial's a very piece-based deck. So he didn't even look at them. He's like, I'm not going to check. And I just wanted to thin out as much as I could. He's got a missed memory boost in the battle area, so we played on Miragegaogamon that chokes his memory. So he can't gain memory except with Tamer effects. So again, we did not burst, so that burst mode stays on top, and we're just going to see what Brennan does. So he plays out a Vmon. He trashes a card to draw 2. Now, I don't have Mirage, so I can't steal turn with this. And then he goes into the Stingmon, deletes Miragegaogamon, and goes into that DNA. So he's back into a Dino Beamon. This time, I do believe he's got a Imperialdramon in trash. So the Imperialdramon That's a tricky card. When it gets played out, it gives one of his Digimon plus 4k and piercing. So that Dino B can just swing right over because it's got a 2k inheritable, so I think it's at 16k. And so he can just swing right over my guy. And you know, that wouldn't have happened if I got the Mirage out, but you know, I wouldn't have also checked 3 security. So now it's my turn. We don't have a memory setter. We are going to activate that scramble. We draw a card. And then in the back, we're going into Miragegaogamon. So it's something that I can push back out with my Hunkunmon. We go into the Gaogamon. We each draw a card. This is basically a free Digivolve because he has 8 more cards in hand, and then the inheritable of Gaomon. Brennan knows the drill. He's putting his hand out. And I think right here I didn't have a level 5. So we're just trying to decide on what to do. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to pass turn. So we play the Thomas, on play, take that draw. Right now, I don't know if I have it or not in my hand, but leaving the level 4 kind of baits a Zudomon Ace. And if there is a Zudomon Ace, that's really nice for me because I can strip 2 sources on the Dino B and then bounce that Imperialdramon. Unfortunately, he's taking the chance. He's raiding over my Gaogamon. I don't have it, which stinks for me, but, you know, that's okay. So here he's going to swing Imperialdramon. He's hoping it dies. It doesn't. It hits a 7k, so that Imperialdramon stays alive. If Imperialdramon is deleted, anything is deleted, he can DNA those Digimon. So he was going for that free Digi-Evolution. And then he hits another Thomas, and I'm like, if I can survive here, then I'm good. But unfortunately, he plays out that Wormmon. He looks for the search, hits a fighter mode. You can see it right there. He moves it. He's like, I got it. He finds the fighter mode, DNAs into dragon mode, swings, goes into fighter mode for free, trashes my security, and he swings for game. So that is the end of game 1. Brennan got it, so it's 1-0 currently. And I'll just speed up to the next match. All right, we're here on game 2. I just realized my dog was scratching the last bit of that audio. So we've sped up. We're here at game 2 now. So we start off, we're going into Sayakomon. We play out the Gaomon just to put cards in his hand, and we just keep drawing Gaogamon from EX4. Not really what you want to see right now, but I drew that twice in a row, so we take what we can. He plays out the Analog Youth, trashes Imperialdramon, and a purple memory boost. I didn't see what he took, but missed. He trashes Shadramon and Wormmon, so right now he's got a really nice trash setup where he can start doing his combos, and plus having that memory boost out can be really beneficial. So passes my turn, I swing into security, we get destroyed, not a big deal. We play training, we reveal Hunkunmon, we take that, put that to the bottom, and then we're just going to build up in the back. So we go into Gaogamon, obviously nothing to bounce because we're in the breeding area. Brennan takes the draw, and he's just going to play out another mist. So right now it seems that he's not finding certain pieces. I think he's looking for his level 4 so he can start doing chains and combos with, whether that be in the trash or on the field. Right now he doesn't have the Wormmon to be able to go out to stuff. So here we go into Hunkunmon. That allows us to play out the Sayakomon, so we can't reduce Digi-Evolution costs. We gain a memory from the Buka, and we go right into the Mirage. So the Mirage, we're going to bounce that security. The big thing with Virus Imperial is you want to swing and just get rid of security as quickly as possible. So we're not swinging a lot here, but we are adding with the Mirage. So right now we're choking him out because in case he tries to start searching, I'm going to be able to try and take that memory back. So we set up a level 4 just to kind of bluff an ace if we have one. He's got the worm on the field. He's going to trash both those memory boosts to gain 4 memory. So right now he can search without that being too much of an issue. He has to take a Wormmon, and the rest go to the bottom. So we gained 2 from my Mirage. He added a card to hand. And now he's looking through his trash. So I think, like I said, he's looking for his level 4s. And he's swinging, he's bluffing that ace. So I go to look. I don't think I have one in my hand, and I just let the check go through. So it's a 15. He hits a burst mode. That goes to the trash. And Yeah, I mean, the big thing, and this is why I've always said Mirage is the most fair, unfair deck, is because it gives your opponent draw power. You put cards into your opponent's hand, so they can just end up taking, and you see he takes that worm, but he doesn't take the flame, because that's the one that can digivolve from trash, but it puts cards into your opponent's hand. Like, it gives them draw power, but then punishes them for that draw power. So we go into the Miragegaogamon, we bounce that Wormmon back to the hand. So we gain memory from Mirage, we gain 2 from my Inheritables. So we're able to keep turn, which is really, really nice, but neither stack has jamming. And I swing with the Mach, and it's a 12k. So it's a good thing that I did not swing with my Mirage because I would have lost it. I don't think I had another one in my hand. So that's another issue where it's like, I didn't have jamming there, so I can't do too much. So we play out another Saiyakomon, can't reduce Digi-Evolution cost. Paladin, or Imperial Virus doesn't really do that. It just kind of plays Digimon out and then DNAs, and that's the really nice thing about it, is you can DNA quite reliably during your turn, you know? So Mirage is at 12k, I think he's asking his DP. He goes into the worm in the back for that start of main phase. And he just hard drops an XVmon, it looks like. Yeah, just to clear out the Saiyakomon. So now we push up our Gaomon, and we go into the Gaogamon from BT13, I think it is, to play out a Thomas from our hand. So we get that Thomas, we get that draw. I think I'm looking for some way to bounce that XVmon, and I end up just drawing the Zudomon Ace. So we put that there, bounce it to his hand. We gain 4 memory back from him having 12 cards in hand. It's 11 cards, so we gain 2 from that, and then 2 from Inheritables. We go into the burst mode, get that for free. We just need a really big body to be able to swing over that security. So there's not a lot of cards that are 15k in this deck. I don't think there's any, if I'm being honest. The highest I think is 13. So he shuffles that hand, lets me bottom deck some cards, and I just basically choose. I don't just grab random ones. I just see 8 that are there, and I take the rest, you know? And then we swing for game there. So we ended up getting it on game 2, which is really nice. He didn't find his level 4s quick enough, and we were just able to kind of turbo through his security, which is really good. So we're going to skip over to the next round, and we'll go from there. All right, and here we are for game 3, okay? Brennan takes, or he gives me the turn. So I go first. We just Digivolve, and then we ended up playing a memory setter. So we can't get choked to 1, which is really nice because we kind of really need our resource and we need our memory to be able to kind of run through his security as quickly as possible and put as many cards in his hand so we can punish that. He plays out that Wormmon, so he's getting an early search, but he's got the missed memory boost. He ends up trashing a flame and taking a Shadramon, which isn't the Shadramon we want him to have in hand because that card is really strong. So right now, we're just going into the Gaogamon, and we're just, like I said, building up cards in trash, or building up cards in hand. So again, this punishes me a little bit because he's getting cards in his hand, and we just go into the full combo. We go into the Gaogamon, we play out the Gaomon, forces both to draw, and I gain a memory from that Bukamon. So we can try and make our board wide enough where we can swing multiple times, and then we can also, we have jamming here, so I'm just swinging in because Mirage won't let me keep turn. And we just want to set up something really nice. So we go into that Gaogamon because I know it's going to be a free Digivolve, and we're also, again, bluffing that ace. We go into that Mirage, we bounce the worm, so now we've, second turn, we've put, I think it's 10 cards in his hand, and we've got a Mirage on the field already. So he can't search right now. The only thing he can do, and this deck does a very good job of this, is not drawing by effect. Once you get your chain up, you just Digivolve and play stuff out. There's no drawing, so I can't just steal turns randomly. So the start of main phase allows him to Digivolve from trash if he would like to, reduced by 1. He chooses not to. Oh no, it's just reduced by 1, no matter what. So he gains the boost. And we go from there. I thought I didn't see the memory move for a second, but I think I'm just blind. I was like, huh? XVmon, they go into that DNA. Plays out the Imperialdramon, so again, no cards are adding to hand, so I can't just remove a bunch of memory and go from there. And that Imperialdramon buffs him up. He's over my 12k threshold, and he's just swinging directly over my Mirage, suspending Gaogamon with the attack. So here we do go into an ace, I believe. Oh, I don't have one. Never mind. was going to say ace there would have been nice because I would have been able to get rid of the partition and the DP buff. He still would have been at 12k, so he still would have swung over me, but he wouldn't have been out 14, I think is where he was, because he had +3 from Imperialdramon, I believe, something like that. +3 in piercing, so check security, Gaomon, not a big deal. We ask how many cards in hand. That's when we're like, all right, we are going into the scramble. We're taking the Hunkunmon back. We're digivolving, and we're just going to try and continue the chain. So it's for 3. We play out that Gaomon, force both of us to draw. I don't gain any memory because I don't have a Bukamon. However, we do have a free digivolve, I believe. No, so we just go into the Mirage. We go into that Mirage. We bounce the Imperialdramon to hand. We gain that memory back, which is really nice. We choke him at 1, and then we just have to hope he can't get out another level 5. Because he gets another level 5, then we're kind of screwed over there. So I don't even know what that card is. There's pretty big glare there. I think it's either a Wormmon or a Flamemon. Or a Vmon, I'm sorry. It's a Wormmon, so it's the Searcher from EX3. The glare went away for just a second. So you can see Brennan's kind of thinking. He's like, what do I do to clear field here? Because I don't have any ace threats right now, unless it's Gabubond. We could do Gabubond, but he's got Raid. He swings over the Gaomon. He suspends my Mirage. He's just kind of thinking here on what to do. You can see he's pondering. He just digivolves in the back. So I can't steal turn with that memory gain. So we put out the Madoki Betamon. Can't gain memory except with Tamer effects. Places out his hand. So right now he's at 13. We go into that Gaogamon. So we both draw a card. Because I have 8 or more cards in his hand, I gain a memory from that. And then I gain memory from my Miragegaogamon. So right now we're just trying to figure out where the memory is supposed to be at. Because his gauge is a little bit different than mine. But we end up gaining, I think, 1 memory from the Gaogamon, 1 memory from my inheritable Gaomon, and then 3 from Mirage. So we ended up gaining 5 memory. Going to that Zudomon Ace, we strip sources so he can't partition anymore, and he's got no longer retaliation, and then we bounce that Dino Beat hand. So we've got 2 Mirages on the field, but unfortunately we can't steal turn with it. Or we can't keep up turn. Oh, we do have turn. I lied. So we swing with the jamming, force both of us to draw. But I have no way to unsuspend, which is a little bit of an issue. So we swing. I don't think that stack is jamming. That's okay. And then we just put him at 2. Take the Betamon, and now we wait. So we just gotta see what happens. So right now, Brennan is at 2 memory, I think it is. No, he's at 1. He's at 1 memory. So he puts out that Shadramon. And I got 2 Mirages. So if he draws anything from an effect, I steal turn immediately. So he's going to play the XV for 4, which puts me at 3. The XV, since it's his turn, allows the DNA. The Dino B plays out a Imperialdramon. Imperialdramon gives him a +3k buff, plus another 2k, and he can swing over my Mirage, and that triggers the overflow. So the turn goes back to him, and again, he didn't draw a single card with this. And then he's able to DNA. Oh, he gives the Imperialdramon Rush from the Dino B. So he swings with that Rush. He survives it. And then he's just going into that DNA. He draws. Can't destroy my Mirage, but since it's still his turn, he can just swing right over my other one. So he swings over, clears my Mirage out. I can't do anything from there. I don't have any scrambles. And if he puts me at enough memory, then I can come back from it. But as of right now, I can't. There's too many sources on that dragon mode, and there's just not enough. So he plays out the analog, you can see he just snagged. He grabbed the fighter mode right away. He just snagged it immediately because that's the last piece to his puzzle. You know what I mean? So we set to 3. There's literally nothing we can do. We can't come back from that. So we just try and Digivolve up, and we go, all right, what can I try and do? We just gotta kind of hope he doesn't have that level 5 in hand, and we're gonna drop a full moon meteor impact. There's really nothing else that I can do. There's nothing that I can kind of threaten. Like, even an ace won't do anything for me. So I'm like, do I do this? I just kind of have to hope he doesn't have the cards in hand. But I mean, he's got 16 cards in his hand, so there's a really good chance that he's got whatever he needs. So we end up dropping the full moon. That'll come up in a couple of seconds. I was really pondering this idea, being like, do I do it? I gain back 6 memory. You know, or I gain back 4 memory, so I essentially played this for 4. I'll put him at 1, and I'm like, all right, we just have to hope that he doesn't have a level 5 to DNA, and those, or he swings with that and it dies in security, one of the two. And he DNAs right into Dino Beamon, plays out the Imperialdramon, gives the Imperialdramon rush, swings with the Dino B, because the main attack is optional, checks a 5k, DNA's once more into Dragon mode, doesn't matter, he can just go right into that fighter mode, trashes top of security, and he swings for game. So overall, great matches from Mirage, and you can see the ban list here, so Mirage is going to be getting limited, but great matches here. Brendan did an awesome job, and those were all super close. So if you guys enjoyed the video, thank you for watching the entire thing. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys.